Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to clench your buttholes. We've got an epic spaceship shooter for you. Layer section. Galactic Attack. Ray Force. Tomato Popper. I don't care what you call it. It's a Sega Saturn classic, and you gotta play it. Subscribe if you care about spaceship shooters like I do. This is part of the Layer Section Galactic Attack S-Force tribute for Nintendo Switch. This sounds like some epic Gundam title. It's not. In fact, this is barely a collection. It's the exact same game twice, but my God, is it a great one. This was, and still is, one of the best games and most collectible games for Sega Saturn. For a long time, when I was collecting titles for the system, this was one I had my eyes on. It was an affordable, budget spaceship shooter, and a really good one, not some kind of dinky, niche, weirdo title. I'm really familiar with this series because of Taito Legends 2. I believe it's called Ray Force on there, which was a PlayStation 1 sequel to this game. And it had the similar mechanic where you used the lock-on missile system, or laser system, as I'm seeing it here, in order to attack units and common enemies and boss weak points that were below your ship. So you're kind of attacking them from an elevated position, but you're also combining that with the vertical fire. And they combine to create this kind of epic spaceship shooting experience. And one that's kind of distinct from a lot of others you may know and play. This system really spawns from, I believe it's, I can't get the name of it, but it's a Namco game, and you had to attack enemies that were below you as well. I want to say Xevious. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. But it's really that system perfected. It's crisp. It really requires you to play in the middle of the screen. And it's important to get the hang of this system because a lot of the high score elements are going to come from attacking enemies in succession. And you can see with my laser below at max power, you can shoot, I believe it's up to 8. So you can lock on to 8 enemies at a time. Now, you actually shouldn't be just mass firing your laser. You really need to get the lock on first before you start firing that laser. And in this tribute, there's a couple things that I like. I particularly like that you can set your settings so that lasers aren't hammered away. You don't have to press for every individual one. You can actually mass fire all your lasers at once. And you don't have to do individual shots. You can do auto fire. So that's super helpful. However, use it, don't abuse it, because there's a lot of, I guess, precision shooting to be done. Now, the temptation's there, and oftentimes there's nothing really happening on screen, but the problem with firing it without locking on first is that you won't lock on if you're in the middle of firing. And, I also like with this collection that you can set it so that you don't lose your upgrades upon death, but I do think that that takes away some of the exhilaration from this game. I will say this is a very hard game. It's only 7 stages, but within those 7 stages, I used up a good 15 credits without power-up loss and 20 with. I just find it very difficult in some of the later stages, and while I understand that's probably unfortunate for most people, for your common gamer, I do think that it's worth playing both ways. Kind of see what you get the hang of. There's some real exhilarating action happening, and the way that I've been playing is really seeing how quickly I can play the game or how few credits I can use. This is about a 30-minute game, and you won't you won't be looking away for long. And there's a lot of really cool environments to see, explore, a lot of excellent music to be exposed to. It's just a very technically, visually, and gaming, playing, exhilarating experience. Layer up those dollars, boys, because this is one of those sections of the genre you don't want to miss.